What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another live, Wednesday live. We talk real estate, investing, real estate sales, real estate buying, selling here in Windsor, Ontario. I'm just getting up my audio setup while waiting for audience to join. What's up, everyone? Hey, Mamta, thank you for joining me. Hello. Hey, Puneet. Hey, RM. How are you guys? Welcome. Hey, Rajesh. Happy Diwali. Yeah, happy Diwali, guys. Let me know if you guys can hear me well, if my audio is clear. Okay, so like I was actually putting on the subject line today, I just finished successfully refinancing my property, the seventh property that I bought a few months ago. Did a lot of renovations and finally was able to pull all my money out. Left $2,000 in it. I can hear. Awesome. You need earpods, man. I do have earpods. I don't use them. For some reason, I don't like them. Zishan, congratulations. Thank you, brother. I see a lot of people joining the live. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't been part of this community. That helps the channel, so do me a favor. So I'm super excited about this project because I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell. So I know if you haven't watched the video of the property before renovation, so I have a video on my channel where I did the tour before renovations. Awesome. So whoever hit that thumbs up button, I owe them a Starbucks coffee. How about Tim Hortons? Who is your contractor? Your renovations for project in Windsor. I have a bunch of contractors. Of course, I cannot share on the pretty much on the DM, but I can share if you are my client. So let's connect me after. So this property, I got this off market. It's a single family home, including all my closing costs, my realtor fees and everything. I got it for 200,000. It's a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, but pretty much run down. Pretty much was in a really rough shape and located in East Windsor. In Windsor, East Windsor, most of the East Windsor is pretty nice location, and this particular pocket is like where a lot of government 50 to 60 years old properties that are like boxes, small 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses that doesn't have garage, but a pretty small community. It's called Little River Acre. I don't know why they got that name, but that's an area name. So in that area, all these properties are like small boxes. They are like probably 1,000 to 1,200 square feet houses, half brick, half vinyl. If you see that video, you will understand what what type of property I'm describing. So when I saw this property, the seller was in a pretty rush situation where he wants someone to make a cash offer, like literally someone to pay him the cash and move on with have to close it in 3 to 4 weeks. I said, I looked at all my numbers, like I looked at the property, I didn't see any major work in the property needed. So property was all good. I looked at my finances. I'm still self-employed, still only been 1 year. I really thought, would I be able to get the mortgage? But I didn't have time to go through the process because the seller, if I don't make no conditional offer, he will be selling for someone else because he's in a pretty rush. Because the same property, if he put it on the market, he can get it 220, 230. So I said, like, I did all my numbers. Okay, in the worst case scenario, I'll get private money, and I just made a cash offer. It's just my own property. I bought it for myself. I tried to get a JV partner. It was so less time, and my JV partner couldn't pull the finances together in last couple of days. So I said, you know what? In the worst case scenario, if I don't get the mortgage, I'll get a private money and close this deal and do the renovations and refinance. So 200,000. Now I got this property. Thank God. There very few lenders, they give exception even if you have only 1 year of self-employed. I found out this after when I was going through this process. CIBC is the one. They are really friendly for investors, especially if you have some properties and if you have some investing experience. So they looked at everything. They looked at the numbers. They looked at the experience and all those things. Even though I have only 1 year self-employment on the taxes, they still approved me for 20% down. Hooray! So I don't have to go for private money. That was a big win. And then now the renovation part, right? So I was actually expecting to finish the renovations in 30,000. 200,000, I want to finish it in 30,000. I know the property worth somewhere 290 to 300, because in that area I sold a property, my client's property, for the highest price few months ago, like 5 months or 6 months ago, for 289,000. So I know damn sure if I make the property look like that, at least my conservative after repair value is 290,000. So with that in mind, I started the renovations. I am going through the renovations. I initially intended to do only 30,000 renovations, but so many unexpected things. I have to change the ceiling. I had to do some waterproofing outside. I had to, instead of going for a vinyl countertop, I installed a granite countertop. And there was the electrical, there was aluminum in the property. If someone doesn't know what's aluminum, it's a type of electric wiring. Aluminum is older, the newer is copper. So this one came up, and some money, extra money for that. So overall, long story short, I ended up spending $42,800. So $42,800 is my total all into the property for renovations. Now it's a beautiful 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 new bathrooms, brand new kitchen, nice spotlights all over, heated with heat pumps. The waterproofing was done on where the water issue was, and now it's rented out for, guess what? Rented out for $2,000 all inclusive. So that's where I am. That's now 242,000, right? Property appraised for 300,000. So I got 240,000, left with 2,500 in the deal. So that's my success story on the BRRRR strategy. Let me look at some questions here. How was your contractor? Contractor was good. I mean, no contractor is great. At least it's the people who I came across. We have to work with them to make them good. We have to manage them in a proper way. We have to give them right advice to make changes and accordingly. How will you manage my BRRRR renovation if I'm your client? Hey Kashif, sorry, I don't manage renovations, but I can give you the right contacts if you're my client. If you're working with our team, yes, we will do our best to help you, but not managing, because that takes too much time. Even I hire a project manager for my own renovations, because that itself needs a lot of attention. When you get a chance, please let me know, is it easy to rent a freehold townhouse in early, mid or later winter in the Windsor? Is it better to wait until winter to close to attract quality tenants? So, I mean, at this point, I don't think it really depends on whether freehold townhome or a condo. If your property is in a really good condition, attracting a good quality tenants will not be an issue, because still I'm seeing that applications are pouring in for good condition properties. So make sure your property is in a good condition. How much was your renovations for this one? Yep, I just mentioned $42,800. TJ, hey Aditya, hope all is well. I wanted to ask you about capital gains. If I'm selling the house the same year, flipping, how much taxes will I pay and how to defer or offset the taxes? Good question. It really depends on if you're buying it on personal or on corporation as well. Because if you're buying on the corporation, you have an option. You can defer the taxes because now you can reinvest that money. But if it's if your intentions of the property was a flip, it becomes active income. But if your intentions is a passive, it's a confusing terminology. Even I was very really confused about this until like lately my accountant sat with me for 2 years and explained me. So basically, if CRA sees you as a active flipper, you better disclose that it's a flip, so that way you pay the capital gains. But if it's on the corporation, as I said, you can defer, but on the personal, you don't have any option other than paying that taxes and buying another one. On contractor for second property now, I might want to flip. Thanks for your insight. Yeah, if you but again, if you want to specifically talk about your situation, better DM me. We can talk about maybe communicate with your accountant, see what are your taxes look like. Then we can talk in person to see how, if it makes sense for you to flip it or keep it. James. Hey James, I'm from Edmonton. There are a lot of properties in Windsor with the aluminum electrical wiring. Not a lot. I mean, there are properties that are, especially that are built in 1950s, 60s, 70s. In that time, there are a lot of properties they used aluminum. Do you always recommend switching to copper or leaving it with new inspection? I mean, that's a good question, right? Like, so for this property that I purchased, it was only few lines were coppers. So, electrician said, you know what, it will cost you like $1,000. Now you removed all the ceilings. Why don't you just change it because it's cheaper? I said, why not? But it depends on how much cost it will cost you to change it. Sometimes if you want to hold the property for longer, you don't want to sell it at this point and it's sick, maybe just call the electrician, get that ESA, like make sure it's safe, because they do some groundwork, grounding and all those things. Make sure it's safe, and then maybe keep it until the time where you want to sell. Or if you're doing a major renovations, why not do it right at that point? So I would recommend, if you're doing the major renovations, change it, because it's less cost if you do it at that point. But if you're not doing any major renovations, if you specifically have to do electrical, I would not advise. Just make sure it's safe. Guys, I see 16 people. Why don't you hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content so far? Do you recommend to open corporation if I wanted to do rentals, BRRRR, and flipping full time? So again, it depends on how much income you're making. Of course, if you want to do flipping full time, it's a great idea to open a corporation, because you can do a lot more things when you have an active business on corporation. But for passive side, it really depends on how much income you're making personally, because corporation gets little tricky. It is little expensive if you only have one property and a single family that is making only like $200-300 cash flow. Now you're maintain that particular corporation, you need to spend like $2,000 a year, or $1,500 or $1,000 to maintain that corporation. So that is expensive. But if your income is really low, then what is the point even opening a corporation for a holding purpose? But again, it's really case by case. Personally, I would say, have a good accountant, talk to them, sit with them, because they can clearly tell based on your personal situation. But in general, if you're going to do more active business, always corporation is best. If you wanna hold like 10 or 5 or 10 properties on one corporation, then it's a good idea because now you have a lot more income coming in. But initially, I would say just start with personal and then eventually see how it goes. If you're gonna get more serious, more and more serious, obviously get a corporation. Hey Adarsh, okay. Kasef, what's average cost to switch from aluminum to copper? You don't have to switch from aluminum. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it really depends on how much amount you have in that property, because the electrical wiring. I don't know what's the size of the house. It could be 1,000 square foot. It could be 2,000 square foot. It could be a bigger house, right? So it really depends on the particular size of the property, particular amount of aluminum you have in that particular property. I know it's a not a straight answer, but that's a reality. There is no one answer. In this particular property that I did BRRRR, it only costed me $1,000 for that, just to remove the aluminum, because it was only few lines and I already ripped the ceiling off. So it was not that much for me in my case. Okay, so let's go back to the questions here. Nick, I'm 19 years old. I'm wondering how would I go about getting enough capital to invest into my first property? Nick, that's a great question and a wide answers. Lot of ways you can do that. If you're new, start something active where you can make a lot of money. It could be whatever the skill that you have, whatever the skill that you are, whatever the trade that you're good at, make money. It could be your job, it could be sales, or it could be wholesaling. Do whatever it takes to make money, and once you have money coming in, once you qualify for mortgage, then start buying the first property. That is one way. Or if you're really eager to start right away, maybe have you ask your parents if they can help you with co-signing, help you with the funds, or I ask your uncle or aunt or friends or whoever who can trust you with your first one. So I don't know what's your situation. You gotta better be specific. Here's what my skill set is. Here's what I'm doing right now. Wow. The live, I see a lot of people live. Thank you guys for joining in. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button and subscribe button, please do so. And by the way, I'm actually looking for one serious agent, a real estate agent, to join my team, because right now we have a lot of leads coming in, a lot of people who are looking to buy and sell in Windsor, and I don't have 100 hands to go help everyone, but I want to have even right now, like my team is pretty busy, so I want one guy. If anyone holds a license in Windsor, or if you know someone who is a good guy, hardworking, really have a little bit of knowledge on investing, would like to join a fast growing team here in Windsor, please refer to us. I would love to talk to them. See, maybe we can, they can really get some solid advantages for joining a team and growing together. So just a little sales pitch there. I just thought I will put the word out there. If you know anyone whom you can think of, just refer them to us. I would really appreciate. Okay, so also considering getting my real estate license next year, but I'm unsure. Should I wait off because I would have to leave college? What are your opinions on housing market in Canada after COVID? Ooh, so many questions to unpack, Nick. So first of all, you're young, man. You can try anything, everything. You try if you enjoy it. So with real estate license, man, if you can start at 19, that's the best place to start. Especially starting with sales, that's the best thing you can do, because you can learn so much as a salesperson. And then, like, because now you're in the game, now you're in the what do you call that, in the hole. So it's easy for you to dig more gold from the ground, because now you're on boots on the ground, and you're young. So a lot of people love to encourage young people. So of course, if you want to get the license, that's the best thing to start with. With the real estate, man, real estate is always a cycle. It goes up and down. But don't forget this, there will be always people either looking to buy or looking to sell, no matter what the market condition is. And always people who are really good always will have business. It is not just only in real estate. Any trade, like anything you do, good people like who are really good at their skill, they will always have a good upside no matter what the market condition. So if you can get it, go try it. You don't have to wait until you complete your college. You can do it on the side. I hit the thumbs up twice just for you. Thank you, sir. Adarsh, hey Aditya, I'm self-employed. If I'm self-employed, how many years of tax returns should I have to apply for my first mortgage? This is going to be my primary residence. So like I just mentioned, there are some lenders might consider if you have 1 year self-employed income, and you need to have a permanent residency just in case if you don't. But most of the lenders want to see at least 2 years of stable income. Then they will approve you. But here is my lesson learned. I got my first property when I did not even had my permanent residency. A lot of lenders said no. I still asked different people. So keep on trying. Get some referrals for mortgage brokers. Go talk to them. Ask. Find people until someone says yes to your situation who can approve you mortgage. There will be someone will be willing to do mortgage for you. Rajesh, how is multiple offer situation in Windsor for single family homes? Any general information for out of town investors? So of course the multiple offer situation is going on for years, not only just in Windsor, in a lot of cities in Ontario. So here is what I would say, especially if you're an investor and you're looking to invest in Windsor, don't be afraid of multiple offer situation. Just do your numbers and make offers wherever the numbers work for you, and based on the market data, whatever the market value of the property, and be prepared and keep making offers. If you lose one, don't lose your interest. Keep making offers. If you lose second one, keep making offers. When I got my first property, I lost at least, I think, 20-30 offers. I still keep making offers. That's the game. It's a numbers game. The more offers you make, the closer you get to your property. It could be on the market, it could be off the market. Doesn't matter where the property is. It's a seller's market. There are very few properties and lots of buyers. So that means to get a good deal in hand, you need to keep making offers. And you need to be prepared with finances. You need to be prepared even when you go see the property. If needed, don't be afraid to spend $200, $300 to do a pre-inspection. Before making an offer, go do an inspection so that you don't have to put the conditions on the offer. Do the due diligence prior and then go make offers so that your offer might stand out. Okay, a lot of deleted messages from Zishan, Jagadish. Hey Zishan, what factors one need to consider when buying a second property after having a primary residence? How does financing affect? Good question. So first of all, when you're buying your primary residence, you would qualify for 5% down. But when you're buying a second property, now it becomes an investment property. So when you're buying an investment property, the first difference is you need 20% down. So all of a sudden, if you want to buy a $250,000 property, you need $50,000 to put as a down. And then on top of it, you have a land transfer tax. You have lawyer fees. Of course, land transfer tax, for the first one, you will get some write-off. But in the second one, no, you have to pay the land transfer tax. That's another 1 to 2% on the price of the property, approximately. So that's another cost. So now you need 50,000 plus another 5-6,000. And on top of that, you need to make sure, talk to your mortgage broker before even you start looking for second property. Make sure you do your pre-approval, because you don't know how much you leveraged on your property, on your primary residency because the primary residency is not an asset as per Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you haven't read that book, read that. He says that, not only he, the banks also says the same thing. House, if it's not making income, that means they consider all the debt, the mortgage amount becomes your debt. So they look at the income to debt ratio. So now your debt went up. So that means adding a new property, you will have some challenges. But you have income also coming in from the second property. So most of the lenders, again, every bank has different ratios. Some people take 50% of the rental income. Some banks take 80% of the rental income. Some banks take 100%. So that's where you need to talk to the right mortgage agent or right bank who can take maximum rental income so they can qualify you for the price. So do those things. Those are the two major things will impact when you're going to buy your second property. Okay, let's go to the Rajesh. Is it advisable to buy and hold in Windsor outskirts, Essex, Kingsville, Harrow, Leamington, LaSalle? So I'll be brutally honest. I haven't really looked into those cities that much because right now I still see a lot of opportunities in Windsor itself. So that's why I haven't looked outside, because people want to be close to the where the jobs are. So Essex, Kingsville were the smaller cities. Obviously, there are less renters comparative to Windsor, in my opinion. But again, that being said, I don't own any properties in that areas. So I'm not 100% sure, but I know about LaSalle. LaSalle is one of the prime location, which is like literally adjacent to Windsor, not too far from and pretty close to all the highway and access to EC and US Bridge and all those things. So LaSalle is definitely a good place. One of the best strategy that could work in LaSalle is like if you want to buy a single family, maybe put a duplex, like make a basement into another unit. Hold on, maybe I could be wrong. LaSalle still haven't legalized the basements, I guess. That's something I haven't looked into. But long story short, I'm not really much aware of those cities. I'm still sticking to Windsor. How does insurance work if you're buying a property and doing renovations first before you rent it out? Good question. Generally, if you're doing a minor work, like TLC, paint, flooring, those kind of things, it should not impact anything. But if you're doing a major renovations, because from a liability point of view, it's good you get a contract, like a temporary, the renovation. There's a specific term where you get a different product, insurance product, that you have to pay higher premium, because if some worker at the place gets injured, so you save your ass. That's it. So just to save your ass, better go for it if you have a major renovations. But if it's a minor one, I would go with a basic one, because with a minor one. But again, if you're like a very conservative guy, you don't want to take any risk, go for it. Pay extra $100. It's anyways write off. Jagadish, can you please comment on most value added strategic reno? If I have 20k has renovation budget, which renovations will be valued more than appraisal point of view? Okay, so great question, Jagadish. That's a really good question. So the basic things, right? With a 20,000, obviously, you cannot really redo the whole kitchen. You cannot redo the washrooms, but you can do painting, you can do flooring, you can do light fixtures. The basic things like light fixtures, flooring, painting, even the kitchen, maybe just paint, change the knobs, and change the countertop if it's ugly. Maybe put the backsplashes. You don't have to change the whole cabinets, because cabinets will cost more money. But if you just do the countertop, just do the backsplashes, put some nice light fixtures. So what else I can think of? And if the landscaping, if it's ugly, make sure put some money. You don't have to put too much money. Just what do you call, the black sodding and all those things. Just make it look nice and clean. What else can I think? The washroom vanities, if it's in ugly condition. Washroom toilet, probably toilet would not add any value. It's just good for renters if you put a water economical water saving toilets. What else can I think of? So those are the basic things I can think of. If you want to do some major one, probably like redo the whole kitchen. If you want to redo the whole washroom if it's old. Maybe if you have enough height in the basement, if you can add another washroom, if it's a 3-bedroom 1-bath, maybe I add another washroom in the basement. So something like that. That could be the major one though, because if you're adding a washroom, that means you need a plumbing, you need the whole electrical line and all those things. Maybe finish the basement if you want to do more. If you can add another bedroom and a washroom in the basement, or wherever. If it's a 2-bedroom house but unfinished basement, perfect. 2-bedroom 1-bath upstairs. Don't even touch that. Add another 1-bedroom 1-bath in the basement. Now all of a sudden it becomes 3-bedroom 2-bath. So that's another great way. Okay, so I'm gonna stay live for another 3 minutes and I'm gonna hop out. So feel free to pop your questions before that. What are the qualifications for a mortgage? Since I'm young, is there any age restrictions? Good question. I'm not sure, buddy. Go check out on, I don't even remember the exact website name. Search Mortgage Broker License Ontario. You will be able to find that. You see the basic requirements. For realtor, you need to have any kind of a degree, like a +2 grade, all those things I say. And you need to have a permanent residency. But check out on the website. I don't have on top of my head. Is it possible to get a residential mortgage on a multifamily unit but has only one commercial unit? Most likely no, James. Unfortunately, if you have even one commercial unit, if it's just the building is only one commercial unit, still it's a commercial. So that's unfortunate. But there are few lenders who might lend you for 20-25% down, even though it's a commercial, if it has a good numbers. But unfortunately, it would not be considered as a residential. Tuba, hey, how are you, buddy? How can one find off-market deals, wholesale deals as an outside investor? Many ways. Find out. You can get in touch with investor-focused realtors. That's one. You can get in touch with wholesalers. You can send some mailings. Do some mailing. If you can put some money in, you can put some energy in. Send some mails out. Maybe if you can spend some money, do some Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or whatever the ads to attract, hey, we buy properties for cash. So you can do so many things like that. Thank you, Mamta. Nick, that's you see what Mamta committed. So that's a mortgage license, REMIC. That they have a website. Go check out there. Is it true that in Canada the government gives first-time homebuyers 30,000? If so, is it advisable for a young person to use 30,000 to buy first rental property where I won't be living? So, if you say the mortgage person that you're buying a property but it's for investment purpose, they're not going to approve you for 5% down. If your intentions is to move into that property, then only they'll give you that 5% down, and that 5% down you can apply for rebate. The government currently giving some, based on your income, if you qualify, they'll give you the cash back for that 5% down. And you have to repay back when you sell your property and all those things. But is it advisable? Yes, because why not, instead of paying the rent for someone, go buy on the property. By the time you're 30, all of a sudden within this 10 years, your mortgage is paying down by someone. That means your property value is the amount of equity in your property is increasing every month. And over the period, most likely, most of us know, over the period properties will appreciate because the inflation. So 100% it's advisable, but that's something your personal choice. If you want to say the lender that you're buying for investment, they won't approve you. Abhi, can you tell me about average rental house in Windsor? Average rental house probably 300 to 350,000. Sunny Singh, I'm young. I have down payment saved up, but not have 2 years of work experience. Can I get mortgage? You can try, Sunny. You never know. You talk to the mortgage broker, because it's a general information, right? I cannot tell you just by looking at your name and the text. The mortgage is something, a process. Go talk to mortgage agents. They will be able to give you an answer. If you try hard, you might be able to get it. Mike, I heard working with a mortgage broker in the beginning, you will be able to get fewer properties than if you were able to work with banks such as Scotia, or you can get 10. Did you find, is that true? Mike, that's a very good point. It's good to start with banks because they are very quick in approving, and they're also like, once you have all properties with one bank, and it's easy to say. There are some banks where I'll give 6 properties, but 6 properties only with me. Some property says I'll give only 6 properties in total. So obviously it's good to get with the banks because they are quicker. But also there are advantages with the brokers, because the brokers, if they are good brokers, it's they can strategize. They can apply for the broker from the bank. They don't have to apply from the B lender or A lender that you don't know. They have capacity to apply from the banks as well. So for a good broker, if they can see your future, if you can explain them well what you're planning to do, they might be able to help as well. Whereas banks, they don't know other than their own products. So both have its own advantages. Personally, I only used RBC in my first phases. Now I'm using CIBC, and then maybe I might go for broker. I use here and there brokers as well. Aussie, if bank appraisal on a home is less than purchase price, do banks usually cover the difference or only lead you to purchase price amount? What should one do? Good question. At that point, that's a risk you're taking if you're making no conditional offers. If the appraisal come low, they only give you on the appraisal value and you cover the difference. You pull your money out. Sahana, we are planning to buy a house very soon, Windsor or GTA. Can you suggest which location is best considering the price difference and rent earnings? Sahana, you're asking a wrong guy, because if you ask me, I will only say that Windsor, because it's a freaking big difference. In Toronto, if you want to buy a single family home detached, you need to spend $1 million. If you want to buy in Windsor, you can get it for even the property I just described in the beginning. I got it for 200,000 and put some money in. I already pulled my money out in less than 6 months. So you're asking a wrong guy. If you ask me, only Windsor. Do you operate in London? Sorry, brother, no. My good friend Jeff Weibo, he's a realtor in London. Maybe give him a shout. Raman Gill, congratulations on successful BRRRR. Thank you, Raman. And I cannot wait to see your BRRRR complete soon. Okay, so I'm going to take one more question and I'm going to hop out. Shana Puri, hi Aditya. Hey, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Your videos are very informative. Wish to settle in Windsor and I'm working in Toronto currently. I would want to know scope of IT in Windsor. I was the IT guy. I was the only IT guy in my community when I was working. So IT is still very, very, very small industry in Windsor. But good thing with IT, you can find work from home jobs anywhere. So if you can find a job somewhere who allows you to work from home, then you can come down to Windsor. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on, and happy Diwali once again. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I see 26 people live, but I only see 22 thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up before you leave, and hit that subscribe button. If you know anyone interested in Windsor looking to buy or sell, feel free to send us the referrals. We are more than happy to help your friends or you, because we are here, me and my team are specialized in real estate. We're very eager to work with you guys. So with that, thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, James.